Hi, this is the CAD/CAM Lessons channel, and in this video I'll show you how to approach designing this type of part in FreeCAD. Of course, we can design such a part in a few different ways. In this example, I want to show you a few operations that may also be useful in other situations. I'll start a new project as a parametric part. I select parametric body here, and I'll start by creating a sketch on the XZ plane. On this plane, we will create the profile of this part, and we'll do it using the polyline command. And I draw the polyline so that the first point of the polyline lies on the y-axis. Here, pay attention, when I hover over the y-axis changes its color and such symbols appear near the cursor. These are symbols defining constraints. And now, if I click the left mouse button on the y-axis, a constraint has been applied here that linked the starting point of the line to the y-axis. This means that this point is linked to the y-axis and will lie on that axis. We won't be able to change the position of this point outside the y-axis. We'll be able to move this point only along the y-axis, but later we will lock it by defining the appropriate dimension. I create the shape more or less like this and finish drawing the polyline on the x-axis. So here I also hover over the x-axis. The x-axis changes color and constraint symbols appear near the cursor. And we have a constraint symbol here that will link the endpoint of this polyline to the x-axis. And we also have a constraint symbol that defines that this line will be a vertical line. And now I left click here to define the position of the polyline point exactly on the x-axis. And I right click to finish drawing this geometry. And I right click once again to cancel this command. And now we will define the dimensions. I select this point, press the D key to activate dimensioning, and here I set the dimension to 50. Okay, and now I select this point, left click, and here as the dimension I enter 100. Now I click on this line and set the length of this line to 30. I click on this line and set the length of this line to 70. Okay, and now I choose the command for creating fillets in the geometry. And I click on this point, and I click on this point. Then I right click to cancel this command, and I select the two fillets, and I press the E key to activate the constraint that defines that these geometries will be equal, that this radii will have the same value. And now I select one radius, press the D key and set the dimension of this radius, for example, to 15. Okay, we have a sketch like this. I close this sketch, and now we will create a profile that we will sweep along this path. And we will create this profile as a new sketch on the YZ plane, because this plane is perpendicular to the start point of the path. We can also do it on the XY plane. In fact, it doesn't really matter which plane we choose here, because both the XY plane and the YZ plane are perpendicular to the endpoints of this path. Let's choose the YZ plane, and here I select the external projection command. And I'll create a reference geometry to this line so that I have a reference point here. Okay. And now I choose the slot command, and I create the shape more or less like this. In a moment we will define constraints. Here I enter 30 as the dimension, enter here 0, enter, and as the width, for example, 5, enter, and I right click to finish this command, and now I select this point, I select this point, and I press the C key so that the slot point is constrained to this reference point. I close the sketch, and based on this sketch I create a solid by sweeping this sketch along this path. This sketch is selected, I choose the Additive Pipe command, I click the object button here, I select this path as the path along which we will sweep this sketch, and I click OK, and we have something like this. Now we will create another sketch. We will create a sketch on this face. I select this face and choose Create Sketch. And here we will approach it like this. We choose the External Projection command. We click on this face. We don't click on an edge of the solid, but on the entire face to create reference geometry based on all edges of this face. And I right click to cancel this command. With a selection window, I select all reference geometries. And now I choose the offset command and create geometry that will be offset by -2. And I press enter, and we have such geometry. This geometry is not constrained. We have 6 degrees of freedom here. However, I'll leave it like this. I won't move this geometry. Of course, we could define dimensions and constraints here, and it's worth doing if we create a part that might later be modified. However, in this case, I don't plan to change it. I care about time to do it quickly, so now I close this sketch and I won't come back to this geometry so as not to break it. And now, based on this geometry, I create another part of the solid by extruding this sketch by 10 millimeters, and I click OK. And we have something like this. Of course, even so, I recommend creating geometry so that the sketch is fully constrained, but sometimes when we do something quickly, something one-off, we can skip this stage. Of course, if we do it consciously. If we are aware of the consequences of that fact that this sketch is unconstrained, we can leave it like this. But if we create geometry that we may return to later, that may later be modified, then it is still worth creating sketches so that they are fully constrained. Okay, we move on, and now I'll create another sketch on this face. I select this face, I choose Create Sketch, and here I'll do it so that I start by creating reference geometry. I'll do it in such a way that I select this line. Okay, I right click to cancel this command, and now I choose the command to draw an arc by 3 points. And I'll create any arc. In a moment we will dimension this arc. Okay, I right click to cancel the arc drawing command, and we will do it like this. I select this point, I select this point, and I press the V key so as to define that these 2 points lie on one vertical line. We will also do it like this. I select this point, I select this point, and I also press the V key. Okay. Here, as you can see, we're still missing a few constraints. I'd like to place this point at the center of this face. So I'll create construction geometry here, such auxiliary geometry. I choose line drawing and draw a line from this point to this point, so that this line is a horizontal line. Here, as you can see, a symbol appears near the cursor, defining that the line will be a horizontal line. If I move close to the midpoint of the reference geometry, a symbol also appears defining that this point will be placed at the midpoint of this line. I click here, and this line lies at the center of this face because this line is a horizontal line and the endpoint of this line lies at the center of the reference geometry. Because of that, this line was created so that it lies at the center of this face. I right click to cancel the line drawing command. I select this line and change this line to construction geometry. I select it and choose the command to change this geometry to construction geometry. And now I select this point, I select this line, and I press the C key to place this point at this line. Now I select this arc, press the D key, and here as the radius value I enter 40. And now I select this point, and as the distance of this point from the origin point of the coordinate system, and at the same time the distance from this solid face, I enter 50 here. Okay, I close the sketch, and now I'll create geometry that I'll sweep along this sketch, and I'll do it in such a way that I create a datum plane here that will be normal to the circle and will lie at this point. To do that, with the command or control key, I select the point, I select this arc, and I choose the datum plane command. Here I choose the normal to edge option and click OK. And now on this plane, I'll create a sketch. I select this plane and choose create sketch. And here I'll do it like this. I choose drawing a circle, but I had the option for creating construction geometry selected. I make sure I will create normal sketch geometry and not construction geometry, because if you click this option, we can switch between drawing sketch geometry and drawing construction geometry. Here, as you can see, the colors of these commands are shown in blue, so I click this command so that the colors of these icons are white to create regular sketch geometry. Okay, I select drawing a rectangle and draw a rectangle so that I place the first corner of this rectangle at this point. This is also the start point of this arc, and as for this dimension, the length dimension, this dimension doesn't matter. What matters is that it's relatively large, so that later when we create material removal by sweeping the profile along the path, the entire profile will cover the solid, so that we simply remove material from the solid. So here we can enter quite a large value. I'll enter 100. This doesn't matter in this case. And as for the second dimension, I click here because in a moment we will apply constraints here and we will do it like this. I choose external projection and select this line. I right click to cancel this command and I select this point, I select this point and I press the H key so that these 2 points are placed on one horizontal line. Now I choose the circle drawing command and move close to the center of this line. And here a symbol appeared defining a constraint that will place the center of the circle at the center of this line. When this symbol is displayed here, I left click and I place the second point at this point and I right click to finish this command. Now I choose the trim command and trim this fragment of the circle and this fragment of the rectangle, and I right click to cancel this command. And I can gently grab here and we need to define constraints here. I will try to do it like this. I select this point, I select the y-axis and I press the C key. Here we still have another point that is not constrained and I'll try to do it in a similar way. I select this point, I select the y-axis and I press the C key. And okay, we have a sketch like this. I close the sketch and now we will sweep this sketch along this path, and that's why I wanted this sketch to be quite large, so that I'm sure that the entire sketch will cover the solid. I have the profile selected, I choose the subtractive pipe operation, I click the object button and select the path along which I want to sweep it. And here you can see what it looks like. This sketch is of course too large for this profile, but thanks to that we are sure that this sketch covers the entire solid. I click OK, and in this way we created something like this. Now I select this plane, press space to turn off the visibility of this plane, and I choose the fillet command. Some geometry was selected here, so I left click in the workspace area to make sure all geometries are deselected, and I choose the fillet command. And now I select the edges on the basis of which we will create a fillet here, and we set the radius value to 5. Here I set a radius value that's too large, and FreeCAD froze for a moment, and this value is too large. In the preview it is visible that it won't work, so we need to reduce this value. It's possible that the radius value 5 is not appropriate in this case, but if we do, for example, 4.99, it's possible that it will be doable. So that's what it looks like here in the preview. The value 4.99 looks good. I click OK, and OK, this is how we designed this part. We could also design this part in other ways. In this example I choose this method because I mainly wanted to draw attention to the subtractive pipe operation, that this operation can be used exactly in the way we did in this example, and this operation can also be useful in many different cases, especially in cases where we create some unusual fillets. As for the fillet operation, sometimes situations occur where this operation will not work correctly. Sometimes we can apply some value that is hard to calculate, and FreeCAD can freeze, can close, and a fillet with such a value may simply not work. Sometimes it is visible in the preview, FreeCAD just shows that it can't make such a radius, and sometimes when we apply some specific value, FreeCAD freezes a bit. And okay, we will finish here. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.